The centurion wasn't just your superior, he was your spiritual crisis in human form. He'd typically be in his 30s or 40s, which in Roman years meant he was already halfway to sainthood, just for surviving this long. He bore the scars of every battle he ever screamed through and probably wore at least one ear as a necklace. His armor? More polished than your future. His temper? On a hair trigger, especially when someone sneezed during formation. The centurion didn't just train you, he broke you down and rebuilt you into a slightly more obedient version of yourself. You'd hear his voice more than your own thoughts. His favorite pastime? Screaming your full name, followed by instructions you didn't want to follow, like dig faster, march harder, or stop dying. He carried a vine staff, known as the vitis, which sounds poetic until you realize it existed solely to beat people. And he used it with the enthusiasm of someone working through unresolved childhood issues. Question his orders. You might end up cleaning latrines with your toothbrush, if toothbrushes existed. Disobey. Public flogging. Slack off. Your rations would mysteriously become lost. Make a joke. He'd make you dig a hole, bury your sense of humor in it, and then fill it back in. But credit where it's due. Centurions were terrifyingly competent. They led from the front in battle, first into danger, and last to retreat. If you were bleeding out in the mud, your centurion would either drag you to safety or yell at you until you stood back up out of guilt. To him, discipline was sacred, weakness was contagious, and comfort was for barbarians and poets. You didn't love your centurion, but you feared him, respected him, and probably had stress dreams about his sandals stomping toward you. In short, he was your boss, your nightmare, and your only hope of surviving long enough to get yelled at again tomorrow. So, you made it through the yelling, the swearing in, and the soul erasure. Welcome to camp life, the Roman legion's version of a 5-star resort, assuming your idea of luxury includes dirt, sweat, and someone snoring directly into your eye socket. First thing to know, there is no such thing as free time. If you're not marching or fighting, you're digging. And if you're not digging, congratulations. You're building something that will need to be dug up later. A trench, a rampart, a wall, a ditch, another trench. The Romans were obsessed with earthworks, possibly because they knew one day historians would need something to talk about besides toga colours. Your day began at dawn, rudely awakened by a horn that sounded like optimism dying. Then you dressed. Tunic, sandals, armor, and reported for duty.